Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions. I hope you're doing well. And I'm moving along the 21 Pilots path, and we're looking at trees. Trees was recommended by someone, so I thought we'd have a look at that one now. And the version they said was live from the Fox Theater. So I often like live performances, so let's see what 21 Pilots has in store. I've been working on fixing audio. The audio hasn't been good on some of the videos, so this particular video is a bit of a mix of the two programs. I've gone through 3 programs today, and I believe this one is going to be the one that will work, but I'm combining some pieces that I'd already done. So bear with me while I worked out these problems, but let's have a listen to 21 Pilots and Trees. Here we go, 21 Pilots, Trees plus Speech.
So listen, I need you one last time, okay? This one thing is true. This one thing is very, very true. If you were not in this audience right now, if you guys were not feeling this building, this whole thing would be very odd and weird and kind of stupid, honestly. The question Josh and I get a lot is, what's your favorite song to play live? And for some reason, we both get to pick this song coming up. I don't know why it is. I think it has something to do with the fact that we can play an entire set, feel like we have nothing left, that we've given everything we have. But then we get to this song, and for some reason it feels like the set has completely started over. And this song gives us that energy and that strength that we're looking for a lot of times. You guys got one more in you? I know where you stand, silent in the trees, and that's where I am, silent in the trees. Why won't you speak where I happen to be? Silent in the trees, standing cowardly. I can't feel
Hello. Yeah, Tyler's voice is so great. It just captures you right away, and particularly with that spotlight shining right on him. And you can see both Tyler and Josh are fully engaged with this song. I think they are with all their music probably, but you can see how impassioned they are with this song already. Yeah, really incredible start. The crowd is really into it too. Sound like somebody being murdered out there, but I think they're just having fun. All right, let's carry on. we go on too much further. Yeah, I think someone told me he was a Christian in his early years at least, and maybe still is. But yeah, obviously it seems like talking to God. Some of the lyrics, we'll talk about the lyrics later, but yeah, I think that's what's happening here. You could interpret it different ways, but it seems fairly clear that he's looking for something. So let's keep going.
Hello, hello. This is it. All my people. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
There's the energy part. That little falsetto there, that's beautiful, just awesome. I'm going to back it up just a little bit. That energy was great too. Got everybody going, and I think it got them going because the audience will give them energy as well. It feeds both ways, and I like that little turn that he does there as well. Maybe I'll back it up just a little bit more. Okay, let's go again. There it is.
I know where you stand, saddling in the trees, and that's where I am, saddling in the trees. Why won't you speak where I happen to be, saddling in the trees, standing proudly. I can pick blue breath. I can pick my day. I want to know you. I want to see. I want to say one more time. 1, 2, 3, go.
Let's go. Crowd is hopping. See what? Drums are coming out. Island coming out. Wow, crowd participation, eh? That's incredible. Oh, you're actually gonna stand on the crowd. Impressive, scary, impressive. Confetti. Wow. Well, I can see what they mean by the energy. I mean, there's a lot of power and energy, particularly at the end of the song. Starts off nice and quiet and then moves through. There still seems to be some bars left here in the video. to it. I'm just going to move me a little bit here. Oh, there's still quite a bit there. I really love the relationship they seem to have together. It makes you want to watch them and listen to them. Yeah, there's something about that. It's really good. I'm just waiting because people tell me that 21 Pilots tends to do things at the end of the video sometimes. And there's still quite a lot of red bar here. But maybe it's just absorbing all that energy and all that cheering and applause, well deserved. Still a little confetti flying around.
All right, we're 21 Pilots and so are you. Thank you so much for having us. We'll see you next time, please.
Okay. I'll stop there. I see things starting to pop up. All right. Yeah. Audience participation all the way through there with jumping up into the crowd actually to pound on the drums, and then of course at the end saying, "We're 21 Pilots and so are you." Really pulling them in, making them part of the tribe or part of the family, I guess. So yeah, really smart move to do that, and I'm sure the fans really loved it, especially the ones that were right there. Yeah, very impressed with this song. I will have a look at the lyrics now, and bear with me. This is a bit of a mix-up here with a few videos because of the audio problems that I was having before. But let's have a look at the lyrics now. I really love that song. I thought it was amazing. And I caught quite a few of the lyrics, especially in the quieter moments. You could hear Tyler very clearly. And there are some problematic connotations here for me, probably. And I might get myself into a little bit of trouble, but hopefully not when I talk about the lyrics. I'll try to monitor myself and be careful. But I think it's fairly obvious who he's talking to. So I know where you stand, silent in the trees, and that's where I am, silent in the trees. Why won't you speak where I happen to be? Silent in the trees, standing cowardly. So the sense I get is he's talking to God. Um, and I understand in a way the when you're standing in the middle of a forest or a bush or wilderness, you sometimes feel that there are spirits there. I know I grew up in the country. I went for long walks all through my younger years, and often through uh, our bush at the back of the farm, but also through Luther Marsh, where we lived for a while, and a lot of wilderness there and a lot of trees. And when you're standing there listening to the breezes going through the trees and nature sounds, you feel like there's, even when you look into the trees, you feel like there's spirits or there's things living in there. For me, it wasn't God very often. I had an issue with God from a very young age and still do, because, well, number one, there is no such thing. But I do understand that people believe, and I understand why people believe. There are a wide variety of reasons, but I do understand some of them at least. But I did feel, and I did believe in some way that there were other spirits there. I do not believe so now. I have a different understanding of the brain and how it works and how my brain works, or doesn't at times. but um, but that doesn't take away. In fact, it adds to in my mind, the spiritual experience. So I still use those words and terms, but in a different way than in a biblical way or a Christian way or a Muslim way or a Jewish way or any of the religions. Um, but I think he is trying to address God. But I also think he's trying to challenge him a little bit. Why won't you speak where I happen to be? So, he's in a place where he feels it's like the temple, right? It's nature. And that is something that I understand. People think God is not in church. He's out there. And that makes a little more sense to me than in a building, a stone building that built for the glory of man, not for anything else. But he's not in the forest either, and that can be disturbing if you really want to believe. So I can feel your breath, I can feel my death, I want to know you, I want to see, I want to say hello. So he wants a relationship with this promised entity, and I understand that. It makes perfect sense. I don't blame Tyler at all. um, I hope he's moved on from that a little bit, because it's not going to happen. But I understand the feeling. I understand why you would want something like that, because some of the, at least the nicer promises, um, are great. You kind of want to know that there's somebody there that cares about you, thinks about you, might take care of you as you move through life. I think you'll find that that's not the case, but I do understand that, and I get why people hold on to it. It makes sense. So I want to say hello, and then a lot of na na na's. I know where you stand, silent in the trees, and that's where I am, silent in the trees. Why won't you speak? Another challenge, where I happen to be, standing cowardly. Um, is that fear of life, things that happen? Is that fear of what's going on in your head? Is that fear of God himself, itself? Um, um, I'm not sure, but it could be all of those things, right? Looking for relief, looking for help, looking for um, something bigger than you, uh, but not that just leaves you alone, but something that will actually aid you and help you in some way. I can feel my death. Um, so, yeah, worry about death, worry about the future, I guess. A lot of people, especially young people, kids, I know when I was a kid, I was terrified of death. I'm not at all terrified of it now. It's not like I want it right away, but I'm not terrified of it anymore. It is what it is. Life is what life is. And what makes life great is that you have a life right here, right now, and that is why I push back on the life hereafter, because there's absolutely no evidence to me that there is such a thing. And so you better live your life right now, and you better try to figure out a way to enjoy it right now. And hopefully other people will help you, hopefully your parents, hopefully your family, hopefully your friends. If not, you are strong enough to do it, and that's the whole point. And if it takes some belief in spirit, in invisible friends, in other imaginary things, that's fine, as long as you're not trying to domineer over other people. Then that's fine. I think that can help you get through. I write stories myself, so I live in fiction a lot. Some of my stories are not totally fiction. They have pieces of my life and other people who are known, but very well disguised. And but there's a lot of fiction too. There's a lot of creative, imaginary things, and that has helped me to get through problem times in my life. And sometimes I believe that I'm talking to people that are not there. That has also helped me to get through. As long as you can stay grounded and know that that is one thing and this life is another, so you don't go into psychosis, or you don't get too disappointed when something doesn't come to help you when you think that it should. So all right, I've gone on enough about that, probably got myself into enough trouble with a few people, but that's okay. Everyone has a different point of view. It can also be interpreted in other ways, but I'm fairly certain that this is what he's talking about. And that kind of clarifies that light shining down singly on him as well. Also, up on the pedestal, sort of gave you, excuse me, a little bit of a, um, image of the church in a way, didn't it? But then he explodes and yeah. So I think he's both believing and challenging at the same time, and I like that. I hope that's true because I like that. Um, you should always challenge your own beliefs and your own thoughts because we learn more and more all the time. So it's worth challenging. It doesn't mean you have to never believe in anything, but it's good to challenge and ask questions. I'll leave it there. I love the song Trees by 21 Pilots. I think 21 Pilots are fantastic. Josh and Tyler, like I said, they seem like brothers, but I know they're friends. Um, and but the way they work together, the way they coalesce is it's just really comforting in itself, isn't it? People can be comforting, so I think we need to work on that and work better together and stop looking for and stop looking for other things to solve people problems. People need to solve people problems. It's Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Let me know what else you'd like to hear from 21 Pilots or anyone else. In the meantime, keep listening, keep having fun. Bye bye for now.